I have an 8-year-old daughter, and to make college more easily accessible for her, my ex-wife and I each put money into a shared fund for her. My ex-wife and I do not get along, but we make an effort for the sake of our daughter. At the end of last year, my car basically blew up, completely blew a gasket, broke down every time I drove it, and ended up being written off. My current wife and I decided to save for a new car, and to wait for one I was sure I wanted, as I loved my old car. On my way home from work, I drive past a really high-end car dealership. Basically sells vintage top-class cars. They're absolutely beautiful, but I've never went in because they're extremely expensive. A few days ago, I drove past it and thought, why not? I'll have a look and just not buy anything. I walked in and saw a truly beautiful Mustang, rang my wife and told her I'd found the car I wanted. We hadn't saved enough, so I used the money from our savings, and without thinking, I dipped into the college fund my ex and I have for our daughter. It was just under $15,000. I rang my ex-wife after I'd bought it to tell her, and assured her I'd put the money back in. But she went ballistic, telling me that she'd basically just paid for my car, as she puts more money in monthly than I do. I said that was ridiculous, and that it doesn't matter because it's my money too. She's now going on about suing me and all sorts, which is just ridiculous. Am I the a-hole? You're the a-hole. You could have bought a car that was more than enough for your needs for a much, much lower price. You took that money and spent it on a vanity, not a necessity. I hope she sues you, dude. You're the a-hole. Your daughter's future comes before any car, period. But you just squandered that for a car you had to have. Doesn't sound like you were going to be able to put that money back all that fast either, since this was the money two people put in over 8 years. Also, your daughter will hear about what you did. So have fun trying to save that relationship in the future. You're the a-hole. This wasn't your money. It was joint money with an agreement of how it is to be spent. You are either really stupid, really lack accountability, or are trolling. Shared money in a divorce? Bad thinking. What does the divorce settlement say about this money? Divorce settlements are basically court orders. If you broke an agreement in there, you aren't just pissing off your ex. You are breaking the law and pissing off a judge. Your ex can let the judge know you broke the agreement. My fiance, Kyle, 28 male, and I, 26 female, have been dating for almost 2 years and are getting married in June. We booked a beautiful country barn venue. All the catering and photographers has been worked out, and this is going to be a beautiful summer wedding that everyone will enjoy. The way I met Kyle was through my younger sister, Courtney, 24 female. She used to date my fiance's younger brother, Tanner, 25 male, and they were together for 3 years. Kyle and I met at an ugly sweater Christmas party both of our families came to, and we basically fell in love at first sight. We hooked up that same night, and I just knew he was the right man for me right away. He is perfect in every way. Anyway, over the weekend, Tanner broke up with Courtney. Tanner got all angry at her, accused her of repeatedly cheating on him with his boss, and refused to forgive her when she apologized and swore she would stop. He wants nothing to do with her. The reason this breakup is so important is because Courtney is going to be my maid of honor, and Kyle picked Tanner to be his best man. Tanner stopped by me in Kyle's apartment last night while Kyle was still at work. He told me that because Court cheated on him, which hurt his feelings, I should kick her out of my wedding party and ban her from the wedding. He said I can promote one of my bridesmaids to become the replacement maid of honor. However, I said Court is my baby sister, and I love her to death. She's going to be my maid of honor no matter what. I can't kick her out of my wedding just because she had a couple moments of weakness. I told him that if anything, it should be you who shouldn't come because you're the one who has hurt feelings and is making these outrageous demands. Court has no problem seeing him there. It's you who has the problem. So I told him his invitation is revoked since it's such a big deal, and my family is paying for the wedding, so I can unilaterally ban whomever I want. He started tearing up and just left, saying it's heartless for me to ban him. When Kyle came home, he was very upset. He's on Tanner's side, and he urged me to reconsider. So am I the a-hole for banning Tanner from the wedding? You're the a-hole. Your sister cheated on him, repeatedly, with his boss, and you want him banned from the wedding? No. Your sister ducked up, and she shouldn't be there. You taking your cheating sister's side on this should be a huge red flag for your fiancé. I'd reconsider the marriage if I were him. You're the a-hole. 1. You for wanting to ban the victim, his brother, of this situation. 2. Your sister. Sister or not, she was wrong on so many levels, and you can still love your sister while looking at the bigger picture here. She cheated on him with his boss. It doesn't just affect their relationship, but this will now affect you and your family's relationship with your fiancé and in-laws forever. It will affect your marriage. It's already affecting your relationship with your fiancé. She is not the victim, and the situation she created will now affect your wedding. Do you think his family will want to see her front and center? Will his family refuse to come if she is there? Don't you think this situation is going to be more talked about at your wedding instead of it being about you and your fiancé? The fact is that if your fiancé cheated on you with your boss or his brother cheated on your sister, you would not say it was a few moments of weakness. Honestly, if this is how you are going to be, your fiancé is lucky to find this out now so he can rid his family of yours, cause you sound like an awful person. You're the a-hole. I hope your fiancé runs. You do not unilaterally invite or uninvite anyone to your wedding without your partner getting some say, particularly not their brother. It sounds like you've not been dating long enough to be getting married anyway, as you come across particularly immature with your comments. Edit. Okay, I get it. I'm the a-hole. I'm going to apologize to Kyle and especially to Tanner. I just wanted to protect my little sister, but she really screwed up here. We will discuss, give it some time, and figure out how to proceed with the wedding party from there. My daughter, Anna, 23, has a court case coming up soon. Nothing very serious, dangerous driving, but we're all still very nervous as to the outcome. Anna was thinking today about what she wants to wear to court. Because of her profession, recruiter, she owns a lot of smart clothing anyway, but she thought it wouldn't hurt to get something especially for court. Since a lot of the shops are shut due to the situation, Anna and I spent a few hours doing some online shopping. We checked out some smart dresses as well as some nice suits. We purchased a nice pair of heels for her and made a short list of the dresses, suits she liked the most, so she can make a decision soon. It was a pretty fun day overall. My husband heard about what we were doing and was really unhappy. He said I was making fun and games out of a serious situation. He accused me of spoiling our daughter. I don't think I'm spoiling her at all. She's never been in any trouble with the law prior to this, so it's a very unfamiliar situation for her. I was just trying to take her mind off it and make her feel better. She loves clothes and shopping, so it's the least I could do to provide a distraction. Surely that isn't a bad thing. You're the a-hole, and so is she. Not very serious. My aunt was killed because of someone driving dangerously. It is a big deal, and you're downplaying the severity by buying her new clothes and shoes. How about buying her driving lessons? When will you take it seriously? When she hurts someone? I'm going to have to go with your husband here and say you're the a-hole. It's not wrong to want to support your kids in hard things, but your daughter screwed up royally. Being in court for dangerous driving means she literally risked the lives of herself and others doing something stupid. She loves shopping and you're spending money on her and shopping for fun to make going to court for breaking the law less painful for her? I don't think that sends the right message at all. You clearly stated she has many nice clothes. Why wouldn't they be good enough to wear to court? She made a bad decision and is going to court to determine how she ought to be punished. You're now rewarding that bad behavior. She needs to learn that actions have consequences, and those consequences should not be mommy taking you shopping for a nice court outfit. Why don't you focus on helping her improve her driving? That must be a lot more important than what she is wearing. Unless she's used to primping herself while driving, of course. Dangerous driving is a very serious issue. If you and your daughter don't understand that, neither of you should drive. You are not an a-hole for trying to cheer your daughter up, but you are an a-hole for not acknowledging that an unsafe driver is a very serious thing. And if she has put others in danger, she needs to face the consequences, no matter how pretty her shoes are. Back 4 months ago, both my husband and I landed the same job, making fantastic pay. This job pays $28 an hour, so this was huge for us. The problem is that it's overnight shift, so we needed a sitter for the kids. We asked mother-in-law to do so. She said yes, and we told her to pick what she felt was a fair amount for payment. She said $300 on the 3-day weeks and $400 on the 4-day weeks, 12-hour shifts. I will admit I was a bit thrown off by that price, only because she didn't get here until after the kids, all over 12, were already sleeping and left before they woke up, so all she did was use our hot water, eat all our food, and sleep. I didn't say anything because it's really long hours, and we needed someone. It turned to crap quick. Every workday we get out at 5:30 and have an hour drive home. She is blowing up our phones by 5:50, 6 a.m., asking where we are and telling us to hurry up. We get home to filth, created by her because my kids are sleeping the whole time, like garbage beside the chair, sofa where she sleeps, dirty dishes everywhere, dog crap. Apparently she wasn't bringing the dog out, and found she's been letting the dog sleep on our bed. Absolute big no-no, as well as feeding our dog table scraps. I only know this because she all of a sudden begs constantly when she didn't before. Between me trying to manage this new sleeping schedule and me having to undo everything she did while here, I decided I couldn't do it. This was following her calling us out of work twice because her back hurt and she wanted to go home. So I spoke to my husband and told him I wasn't paying her to watch our kids anymore because she's creating more problems than she's worth and that he needed to let her go. He agreed, but he didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I told him I could do it. He decided it would be better if we both did it, so we called her on speaker and told her this wasn't working out. When she asked why, we were pretty blunt in our reasoning. She trashes the house. She eats everything in sight, even stuff we said don't touch. She doesn't follow our rules about the dog, and she cost us almost $1,300 for having us leave work within an hour of being there because of her back. She starts yelling and saying she quit her job to do this. We had no idea she quit or why, considering she didn't work the days we did, and that we were heartless because this was her only income now. My husband was visibly uncomfortable, but we stood our ground. He is feeling some type of way because now he's questioning whether or not she was causing that many issues. He isn't seeing it the way I do, however, because he's not the one who deals with all the problems. I am. I do the grocery shopping and have to go several times more than I usually do after not sleeping. I'm the one who cleans. He does other chores. Am I the a-hole? He feels terrible. I do not. Not the a-hole. $100 per night to babysit 13 and 14-year-olds and be the adult present just in case something goes wrong? Hun, for that price, I'd also throw in organizing school lunches, having breakfast ready for you when you get back, and the house would be so tidy you wouldn't know I had been there. Not the a-hole. The reason you hire a babysitter is to help make your life a little easier while you take care of your business. If it's making your life harder, it's not worth paying her up the butt for. It's best to not hire family for future reference, in my opinion. Things get sticky real fast. When you agree to take care of the kids, you are also agreeing to take care of the household. It is unfair to you that you work those hours and have to come home to a dirty house caused by your mother-in-law. If this was any other job, your mother-in-law would have been fired too. There is no way any employer is going to be fine with an employee who trashes the workplace, regardless of if they get their job done or not. Not the a-hole. When my ex and I were 20, I got pregnant. We were both ecstatic. However, once I gave birth, I had severe PPD. I stupidly refused medical treatment at the time. I also got involved in a rough crowd. We went to court and I lost custody of my daughter. It gave me the wake-up call I needed, and with my parents' help, I got into rehab and counseling. I'm aware of how much I have screwed up and what a crap parent I have been. I didn't bother to keep in touch with my ex due to my shame, and I didn't feel worthy. He did try and reach out to me, but I ignored everything. However, about 6 months ago, he reached out to my parents and asked if I could maybe be talked into seeing my daughter, who is now 6. My parents convinced me that it would be good for everyone, and my therapist agreed, but to take it slow. My ex has got strict rules though. I'm not allowed to take our daughter out of the house alone, and he or his wife have to be present while I am over. I'm starting to get annoyed because every time his wife is in the house while I'm over, my daughter is more interested in her. She calls her mama, which hurts so much. I'm her mother. I know this, but my daughter still seems to act like my ex's wife is mom, and I'm just my name. I've been invited to visit for Halloween. My ex is working part of the day, and his wife will be home. I asked him if his wife could go be somewhere else, because I was tired of our daughter only wanting her when she is around. I wanted us to really have time as mother and daughter. My ex said no immediately. That wasn't the agreement, and he didn't feel comfortable yet to let our daughter be alone with me. I told him he was being cruel and unfair. This was my daughter too, and I have a right to do what I want with her. He told me that it wasn't how this worked, and we had barely scratched the surface of a relationship yet. I needed to be patient, and if I didn't like it, I was more than welcome to abandon her again or take it to court. He made the decisions when it comes to our daughter as of now, not me. Am I the a-hole for being upset and seriously considering taking him to court over this? Edit. I did not lose custody when I had her. My daughter was 2. I was in her life for 2 years before my ex left me with her. You're the a-hole. You made your choices. You didn't see her for years. Be lucky he is letting you. You're the a-hole. I'm sorry to say, but she's more your daughter's mother than you are. 6 years down the road, you're a stranger. This is what they meant by taking it slow. You have not magically earned back the right to call yourself her mother. That's up to her, not you. Your job right now is to follow their rules, so their daughter can be comfortable as she gets used to your presence in her life. If you cannot manage that much, you need to step back out and move on. You're the a-hole. You abandoned her for 6 years and refused to get back in contact, while your ex's wife actually treated her like her daughter. It's unfair to call yourself her mother, and you can't be upset that your daughter has another mother figure after you've been gone so long. You seem to be really angry that she doesn't call you mom, despite the fact that you've never acted like a mom to her. Consider the fact that you didn't want to talk to her until the father pushed, and the fact that you refused treatment for a very long time. It's obvious why they want to go slow.